morning, everyone. We would like to welcome our graduates, families, and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you are all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames, and photography services are available in the atrium building next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. In a moment, the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Ms. Elizabeth Crouch, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advance Australia Fair will be performed and you're invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Lex Dadd, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Uncle Lex.
Budri Mulamul, everyone. Today we meet on the land of the Watamatigal, part of the Darug Nation. I am a Gadigal man and my ancestry is of Darug ancestry and of Irish ancestry. I pay respects to Father Sky, Biari. I pay respects to Mother Earth, Wiari. I also would like to pay respects to Deputy Chancellor, distinguished guests and graduates. Also, my elders, both past and present. I would also like to thank the University for their acknowledgement of our people and for the invitation to perform the Welcome to Country here for you today. I like to explain a welcome to people because some people don't know why we have a welcome to country. In Australia, we have well over 350 different countries and over 300 different languages. You didn't have the right just to pass through country uninvited. So traditionally, I'm in my country here, Darug country. I live up in the mountains on the borders of my country. If I wanted to pass into Wiradjuri country, into Lithgow, traditionally I would sit on their borders and I would light a fire and send up special smoke. I'd wait to be approached by a traditional custodian. They would come and ask me of my business. I could be there to share important news, to gather more stories for my people, etc. They would tell me the rules of that country, where I was allowed to go and where I wasn't allowed to go, etc. Today, I can't do that. I can't tell you where to go and where you can't go, and I can't tell you the rules. But I can ask humbly, and especially of you graduates, to be humble, respectful, and patient in your endeavours, because it doesn't matter where you go in life, how rich or how poor you may become, we all drink from the same water. And on that note, I'd like to pay respects to my Uncle Gabu Ted Thomas, and I would like to sing a special welcome song for the graduates. This song is of the dreaming, of creation time, of love, of peace, and of standing strong. Burgu, 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 we are Gadal one. Burgu, 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 Narabagali, Mirabu, Gaga. Gabaganal, Gabaganal, Gabaganal. We are Gadal one. Gabaganal, Gabaganal, Gabaganal. Narabagali, Mirabu, Gaga. Winangai, Winangai, Winangai. We are Gadal one. Winangai, Winangai, Winangai. Narabagali, Mirabu, Gaga. Warangal, Warangal, Warangal. We are Gadal one. Warangal, Warangal, Warangal. Narabagali, Mirabu, Gaga. Narabagali, Mirabu, Gaga. Yanana Bujari Gumada graduates, that is to walk with good spirit. Warami Medica Darug Nura, welcome friends to Darug country. Didjarigo, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Ms. Elizabeth Crouch. Deputy Chancellor.
Thank you, Lex, for that very warm welcome to country. Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my great privilege as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important ceremony today. First, I welcome our graduands. I hope that this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. You deserve to take pride, great pride in your graduation today. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each and every one of you on your achievements. Today, I also want to especially welcome those of you who are sitting beside and behind our graduates as their invited guests, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you are here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduates to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, or whoever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in the bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our newest graduates are too modest to proclaim their success, I want you to do it for them. The ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the one that our graduands are wearing today, and celebrating and participating in ceremonies just like this one. For indeed, there are some 50 universities around the world that can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young, celebrating our 50-year jubilee just last year. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learned at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but perhaps his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. Instead, it lies with his vision in establishing an egalitarian society, the early basis of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And it is that legacy that we here at Macquarie strive to celebrate and honour. And in our first 50 years, we've come a long way. We now have more than 150,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries. We are a very modern and outward-looking university and are regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities, a reputation we're keen to enhance through the quality of our research, our courses and our facilities. We are always ready and eager to engage with the world around us. On your way here today, you may have seen the prestigious Macquarie University Hospital, which is used by students, professional and academic staff in our new Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. We are proud to say that we are the only university in Australia with our own private hospital. You may also have seen our high-tech library, which provides a 21st century learning and research environment and which has the first robotic book retrieval system in Australia. And more recently, our impressive Advanced Hearing Hub, which is a leading institute dedicated to advances in hearing, speech and language sciences. So it's clear we're forward-looking and we're on the move. However, some of the things that we value so much about Macquarie will not change, particularly the friendliness of our staff and our students that all our visitors notice and comment upon. The egalitarian vision and values that are such an important part of our heritage. And of course, the unique and beautiful park-like grounds that make this campus so enjoyable. These things will stay in your memory and remind you of Macquarie, your links we hope that you will maintain through our alumni network. Remember, you will always be welcome. Here at Macquarie, we have a clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform and improve people's lives, not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievement of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And in just a few minutes, it will be my great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of Macquarie University alumni. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Miss Lauren Burns, OAM. Lauren Burns, as many of you know, won an Olympic gold medal in Taekwondo when the sport made its debut at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. Lauren has a Bachelor of Health Science, is a mother of 2 gorgeous children and is an author. She was awarded the Order of Australia in 2001 and has a string of international titles and achievements to her name. She conducts regular motivational presentations, active workshops, and runs health and wellness programs all over Australia and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our occasional speaker, Miss Lauren Burns.
Thank you. Well, it gives me great pleasure to be here, and I want to wish you all the biggest, most heartfelt congratulations today to all the graduates, because this really is such a momentous occasion. I wanted to start today by just telling you a short story, and this is some of my history and how I first got involved in a sport like Taekwondo, because when I was growing up, I always thought that to be an Olympic gold medalist or to be a world champion, to be at the top of your field in sport, that you had to be a child prodigy. You know, you had to be 2 or 3 years old and have crazy, fanatical parents throwing tennis balls at you in your high chair. Otherwise, there's no way you could ever achieve any level of sporting success. And for me, my upbringing was probably the complete opposite to that. I went to an alternative school in Melbourne called Prelude, and they didn't believe in any competitive sport. So, I ended up in a full contact martial art, but that's where I started out. And the only reason I got involved in Taekwondo is because my brother started, and he was 7 at the time. And like most young boys in the mid-80s, he fancied himself as a bit of a teenage mutant Ninja Turtle. And he was so obsessed with the Ninja Turtles that we used to have to call him Donatello, otherwise he wouldn't answer to us. So that was fine, and he particularly loved, wearing his little ninja headband, and he'd put that on and he'd leave it by his bed, and first thing he'd do when he'd wake up in the morning is he'd put on his ninja headband and he'd come out and we'd say, "What do you want for breakfast, Donatello?" And he'd say, it didn't matter if he got a piece of toast or a bowl of muesli, but he'd sit there going, "Pizza!" Wah! And do all these crazy moves. And that was fine, and he particularly loved doing flying side kicks off the couch. So I don't know, you might know some Ninja Turtles in your own life, but he would spend hours jumping off the couch. So he'd pile up all the cushions and he'd do flying side kicks, and all his friends would come around and they'd all be Ninja Turtles. But one day we were just sort of at home on the weekend, and all of a sudden we hear this, "Hi-ya! Smash!" And Donatello just went straight through the lounge room window. And we all came rushing over, and my mum, there's glass everywhere, and Donatello's still got his ninja headband on. And my mum just went, "Right, that's it, no more Ninja Turtles in the house. Donatello straight down to the local martial arts club." Now, she didn't care what that was. It could have been karate or judo or anything, but as long as, her little baby was in some sort of controlled environment, that was fine. So he started up at this club that just was a couple of streets away in a little scout hall. And then my dad joined as well, and they both went down together. And they encouraged me to go along, but I wasn't really interested. But finally one day, they sort of convinced me to do a class, and I was about 14 at this stage. And I went along to this Taekwondo centre, and there wasn't any lightning bolt of passion. There wasn't like, this is my calling, this is what I'm meant to be doing. It was just, I walked in, I did the class, and I thought, well, this is great, I'll come back next week. It's good, I enjoy it. So I just went back next week, and the next week, and the next week. And that continued on for a couple of years. And I'll never forget this one night I was standing at the back of the class, and we'd just finished, and my instructor read out a list of people that he'd already entered in the Victorian Championships, and he called out my name. And I'll never forget standing there just thinking, didn't even know there was a sports side of Taekwondo, never been to an event, but no problem. My instructor thinks I'm good enough, then I might as well go in this tournament. So at this stage, I'm 16, my social life is paramount. I go to a party the night before. I rock up at the Coburg Town Hall in Melbourne, and I'd never seen anything like it. There was this incredible cacophony of sporting sounds. There was 6 courts all going at the same time, horns blowing, whistles, yelling and screaming, all this carry on. And as we stood at the door, my mum, she was a classical ballet dancer, it's very different to, a classical ballet competition. So we're standing there and she just said, "Lauren, there's no way you're competing. These people are crazy. They're aggressive, they're violent, they're yelling, they're screaming, and that's just the parents. There's no way we're getting out there." So I think because my mum was so nervous, I was a bit more brave. And I said, "It's fine, I'll be fine, no problem." So I was thinking the same thing, but I was a bit more brave at that moment. So I said, "It's no problem." So I got there early in the morning. We waited all day, those sporting events where it just takes all day. Finally in the evening, it was, about 4:30 in the afternoon, I got a chance to compete. And I'm standing right next to this girl, and the two of us are there together, and this always happens in Taekwondo, you're always standing next to your opponent. I'm standing next to this girl, and we're the same height, same belt, same weight, we almost look similar. And it was in that moment that I was just overcome with this incredible fear. That fear where I felt like my nerves had engulfed my whole body. Every muscle in my body felt paralysed. I felt like I was just frozen on the spot. I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to step in the ring, let alone lift my leg to do a kick. So I'm just standing there frozen. And my instructor pushes me in the ring, the referee starts the fight, and the opposite happens, and I can't stop kicking. So I'm going for it, hell for leather. Every kick I have ever been taught, anything I can think of, head kicks, spinning kicks, turning kicks, I'm just absolutely going for it. The other girl's doing the same thing. We're both going hell for leather. Neither of us are touching each other. So no one's scoring any points. And finally, the fight pretty much went up and down like that for the 3 rounds. But in the end of the last round, she does this kick, and it came up and it just clipped my face. And I'd never taken a kick to the face before. I had a mouth guard in, but I could taste blood in my mouth. Now, I didn't realise that it was the tiniest little cut on my lip that you could ever imagine, but all I could focus on at that moment was, there's blood in my mouth. I'm standing there just thinking about the blood. The referee's giving me the 8 count to make sure I'm okay. The first thing I see out of the corner of my eye is my mum, and she's burning down the stairs and she's going, "Go Lauren, smash her, kick her in the head," and she's yelling, this petite little woman. So she screamed for the rest of the fight, and I lost the fight, and I came away and I thought, that's got to be the stupidest sport I've ever been involved in my entire life. The aim of the game is some girls trying to kick me in the head. Yep, that's not for me. So I thought I'll keep doing the self-defence and, the rest of the martial art and, never do sport again. So I got back home after that, and it was like that I just could not stop thinking about what happened in that fight. And I thought to myself, if I could just be a little bit better, I reckon I could beat that girl. And really that's where everything started for me in Taekwondo. It was like that night the pilot light was lit, the fire in the belly was ignited. And I got together with a friend of mine and we started a training program. And, I didn't know what to do at that point, but I believe that success leaves clues. If people are doing something they're good at, you can learn one thing from that person, then it's worth it. So we went around and asked people what they did. Whoever was successful in Taekwondo, we started to make notes, and anything that they did, we started to put into our training program. Now, I didn't really know what I was doing at that point, but I did everything that anyone else was doing. Stair training, running, plyometrics, swimming, whatever it was, weight training, I put it into my program. And, it's a really interesting time when I look back, and that's the reason I wanted to share this story with you, is because when I look back at that time, I never met that girl ever again at the Victoria, but I did win the next Victorian Championships and made my first national team after that. But when I look back at that time, it taught me something really important. And it taught me that you don't have to start off being the best at something to be successful. And natural talent is not the cornerstone of success. You know, I see heaps of kids that come into our club who are oozing with natural talent, but they're not the ones that are always successful in the martial art or in the sport. But it's the ones that have that persistence and that, you know, they're not afraid to get in and do the hard work, and they have that passion and that enthusiasm. They're not afraid to make mistakes and to grow through the challenges. And I think that those attributes are far more important. And the reason that I wanted to tell you that story today is because when you first stepped on this campus, when you first embarked on this journey, you took that first step. And, you know, this is a really important time of completion, of celebration, you know, and you're finishing this stage of this journey. But once you step out and you have your degree, you're taking the next first step. And I think that it's important to remember, no matter how nervous we are, or, you know, some of you might be brimming with knowledge and incredibly enthusiastic and eager to get out there. But others of you might be nervous and think, oh my God, now I know all this stuff, I suddenly realise how much I don't know, which is often the case. But to keep thinking about that first step and to just keep going along that path, because that's what leads to this completion and this cycle. So once again, I wish you the biggest congratulations. I will be here a little bit afterwards to have a chat. I have also brought along my Olympic gold medal, and so I will have it with me if you want to come up and have a look, because they do have a really lovely weight about them. But I'd like to just lastly finish on a quote, and this is something that for me sums up my Olympic journey, but I think it applies to life as well. I've got sitting on my desk at home, and that is, what can be imagined can be achieved. You must dare to dream, but there's no substitute for hard work, perseverance and teamwork, as no one gets there alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, for that excellent speech. I was saying to Lauren earlier that I had the great privilege of being in the front row for her gold medal win at the 2000 Olympics. And I remember so well the pure joy that she had when she achieved that result, but also the vibe around the whole nation and the people who were there at the time, and it was such a great thing. And it reminds me actually of these ceremonies too. These ceremonies are such an important part of the lives of our graduates. And so that whole vibe and the enthusiasm with which we send people forth on the next stage of their journey, it reminds me very much of that. So thank you. Please join me again in thanking Lauren Burns for that excellent speech. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees and diplomas on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. But before I do so, I need to make sure that you've done everything you needed to do. You've been to every lecture, you've handed in every assignment, you didn't fall asleep when you're at lectures, so you're nodding? Very good. Well, I'm now going to call on our Deputy Registrar, Jonathan Wiley, to formally certify your eligibility and to tick off all those boxes and to make sure that you've met the requirements for those awards. Mr. Wiley.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all candidates presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees and diplomas please now stand?
Now this is the good part for you. In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Human Sciences. The faculty teaches courses and conducts research about people, investigating the how and the why. It is home to a number of internationally recognised research centres, conducting groundbreaking research across disciplines in areas of linguistics, cognitive science, and early childhood education. Exciting opportunities exist for both students and researchers alike. The faculty includes research and study areas in education, linguistics, psychology, early childhood, special education, and cognitive science. And today we graduate students in medicine and health sciences. Deputy Chancellor, I call on Professor Linda Yates, Head of the Department of Linguistics in the Faculty of Human Sciences, to present the graduates. Professor Yates.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates for the Faculty of Human Sciences whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree Bachelor of Arts, Alex Peter Burke. Natalie Elionette Carlton. Jiahue He. Itsuka Miyatake. Jian No. Nicholas Philin Skinner. Dean William Thompson. Tegan Marie Visette. An Chi Wang. Wei Wang. Yin Lam Aveline Wong. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Speech and Hearing Sciences. Emilia Michaela Agostino. Valeska Alston. Elizabeth Marion Bale. Emma Elizabeth Bedell. Chloe Elise Beeler. Laura Elizabeth Begg. Rosemary Berbari. Claudia Louise Bickford. Sarah Elizabeth Biles. Renee Chang. Novem Chow. Blair Cassie Collins. Natalie Calusi. Mia Dorgard. Kiara Flint. Nava Raebi. Dala Christine Rougassian. Rajkirna Kaur Gill Misson. Annalise Green. Elise Kathleen Hale. Catherine Louise Holter. Cherie Hansen. Belinda Patricia Harris. Jasmine Harris. Cheryl Kai Lee Ho. Philippa Horn. Michaela Draj. Julia Kaluzny. Tanika Ray Kehlet. Anthea Kenzopoulos. Belinda Yue Chung Kwok, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Lok Yung Lam. Christina Lampropoulos. Joyce Ho Yun Lee. Georgia May. Ashley Johanna McKay. Louise Linda McCurtry. Christy Lauren Molyneux. Geraldine Nguyen. Na Yoon Park. Tilini Ann Peris. Matthew Anthony Phillips. Justine Margaret Rath. Stephanie Catherine Rieger. Claire Rungi. Caitlin Sarah Snowden. Lynn Ailey Tan. Ashwini Tirukamaran. Karina Maria da Silva Vieira. Gabriella Viglione. Polina Voronkova. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Speech and Hearing Language Sciences, Antonietta Reiko. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Translating and Interpreting with the Master of Applied Linguistics, Yuan Chen.
My name is Tian Yun Wei.
Thank you. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Translating and Interpreting with the Master of International Relations, Tian Yun Wei. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Advanced Surgery, Susanna Alice Louise Graham. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Linguistics, Abir Hassan Al-Yami. Kay Diane Carter. Seyun Chen. Ai Teng Chu. Guman Singh Gurung. Justin Wei Shong Li. Victoria Muslenikova. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Arts, Chloe Siobhan Cahill. Georgina Alam. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Clinical Audiology. Emma Argett, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Alexandra Elizabeth Boyce. Melissa Therese Bradford. Matilda Jane Butson. Nicole Ray Clear. Ronan Finbar Cott. Jennifer Dunn. Anne Dunn. Tiffany Farker. Lindsay Gillies. Emily Leslie Green. Karen Ann Greenhalgh. Jessica Kennelly. Guoi Liu. Megan Jane Lower. Tiffany Jane Marchant. Serene Mohammed. Jonathan Morcus. Mariam Murad. Sagar Narsi. Tan Tu Andre Nguyen. Lynn Nicole. Jane Ellen Noble. Billy Quach. Lauren Victoria Reynolds. Melissa Trickey. Laura Macquarie. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Communication Disorders, Kate Adair George. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Conference Interpreting, Jia Yindong. Wen Xingjiang. Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Speech and Language Pathology, Kerry Louise Arlott. Sophia Arab. Vanessa Estela Aracha. Kristin Jane Arthur. Benjamin John Bond. Molly Sarah Bright. Clara Cam. Elena Campbell. Nenalyn Chan. Melissa Gay Derwin. Sophie Madeline Foote. Abby Forster. Jodie Ann Hammersley. Olivia Carl. Carrie Helene Kneebone. Eva Koyman. Yolanda Elizabeth Crates. Laura Elizabeth Lengel. Ruya Mahmood. Julia Ellen Martin. Samantha Maunder. Ellen Mairead McEwen. Christine McHale. Laura Monmouth Blasdale. Danielle Pascoe. Asuka Percy. Catherine Frances Perry. Candice Slossu. Sarah Jane Sullivan. Dale Swikart. Sarah Tabone. Miriam Taraf. Davina Katja Tobin. Elise Juliette Tobin. Jane Viet Vo. Vice-Chancellor, I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Surgery, Peter John Wilson. Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Translating and Interpreting, Wing Shan Chan. Wan Lin Xie. Jiwon Kim. Minju Kim. Junrong Lee. Xiao Yu Liu. Saki Masutani. Hiroko Uchihara. Danlong Wang. Jing Xiao. Eri Yamazaki. Yao Jia Zhang. Chun Zheng. Vice-Chancellor, I present the diplomat awarded the postgraduate diploma in Auslan English Interpreting, Kirk Jeremy Barnett. I present diplomats awarded the Postgraduate Diploma of Translating and Interpreting. Hyo Min-jun. Yong Kyung-jung. Ji Ye-yun. I present diplomats awarded the Graduate Diploma of Speech and Communication. Andrea Buckman. Helen Christie. Katrina Lee Clark Bruce. Eleanor Louise Fairbairn. Melina Elaine Weibel. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research with Distinction. Shefali Singh Deezen for a thesis entitled Situation Models, a Framework to Study Reading Comprehension. Douglas Alexander Agar for a thesis entitled The Creation and Implementation of a Rubric for the Analysis of Language Learning and Teaching Video Games. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Thomas James Cusick for a thesis entitled Localization and Expression of Aquaporin 4 around arterioles, venules, and capillaries in the rat spinal cord. Robina Ann Day for a thesis entitled The Relationship Between Personality, Individual Differences, and the Experience of Emotions Evoked by Music that Elicits Visual Mental Imagery. Beth Melanie Debreceni for a thesis entitled A Proteomic Analysis of the Pre-Limbic Cortex in Rats that Demonstrate Locomotor Cross-Sensitization between Sugar and Methamphetamine. Catherine Alexandra Hardwick for a thesis entitled The Neural Correlates of Moral Aversion and Physical Disgust Using Biographical Memory. Chi Yen Lo for a thesis entitled Melodic Contour Training and its Effect on Speech Perception for Cochlear Implant Recipients. Erin Allison Lynch for a thesis entitled Development and Validation of a Model for Investigation of Transcellular Trafficking of the ALS Gene Product TDP43. Emily Pamela McCann for a thesis entitled A Comprehensive Analysis of Known and Candidate Amyotrophic Lateral Sclerosis Genes. Maria Paula Mempin for a thesis entitled Immunopathology in Human Lymphedema. Candice Ann Ockett for a thesis entitled A Proteomic Analysis of the Behavioral Effects of Sugar Cross-Sensitization with Methamphetamine in the Nucleus accumbens. Anuj Dodge Rout for a thesis entitled A Generation and Analysis of Zebrafish Expressing Killer Red to Induce Oxidative Stress in Zebrafish Models of Amyotrophic Lateral Sclerosis. Roshana Justine Vanderwall for a thesis entitled Effects of Glucoprivation on the Adrenal Medulla, a time course study using shotgun proteomics. Beverly Witherington for a thesis entitled Anticipatory Postural Adjustments in Autism. Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Omar Ziad Amir Al-Adhami, for a thesis entitled Role of Vascular, Functional and Structural Alterations in the Development and Maintenance of Hypertension in Chronic Kidney Disease. Dr. Shat Al-Janabi for a thesis entitled Constraints on Attentional Orienting by Symbolic and Abrupt Onset Cues as Revealed Through Masking. Dr. Erin Marie Banalis for a thesis entitled The Causal Relationship Between Poor Verbal Memory and Poor Word Reading. Dr. Francesca Maria Giudici for a thesis entitled The Aortic Wrap, an experimental and computational investigation of a device-based method for reduction of arterial pressure. Dr. Dharmika April Mistry for a thesis entitled The Identification and Characterization of Breast Cancer-Associated Lipids Found in Hair. Dr. Ibrahim M. Salman for a thesis entitled Cardiovascular Autonomic Dysfunction in Chronic Kidney Disease. Dr. Lee Sekum for a thesis entitled Aspects of Respiratory Physiology and Autonomic Function After Extreme Respiratory Stress and in Brainstem Disease. Dr. Usha Sivaranjani's sister for a thesis entitled A Behavioral Examination of the Properties of the Action Observation System. Dr. Dana Patricia Scopel for a thesis entitled Exploring the Concept of Communicative Expertise in the Production and Consumption of Public Information Documents, the relationship between features of the written text and perceptions of readability. Dr. Shu-Wei Yao for a thesis entitled Neural Correlates of Auditory Processing and Language Impairment in Children with Autism Spectrum Disorders. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Human Sciences.
Deputy Chancellor, I now call on Dr. Dana Scopel, who has graduated today with a Doctor of Philosophy, to give the graduate response on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Scopel.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests. Today, I've been asked to speak on behalf of the students graduating from linguistics, cognitive science, the School of Education, and the Australian School of Advanced Medicine. It is an honour to speak on behalf of the graduates on this special day as we celebrate our achievements at Macquarie University. Although we may be graduating in different disciplines with different degrees, we have all become members of the Macquarie University community. I entered this community when I returned to study for my Masters after many years in the workforce. I studied here on campus while juggling work and family commitments. At that time, my son was studying for his bachelor degree, and I think he thought it was okay to have a parent who was also a student. Being a sporting family, my son was going to the university games. He said that I should try out for a team and also go and play at the university games. Now that was wishful thinking. But his suggestion highlighted how, as students, we form a community. Not only do we have the community encompassing our discipline, such as linguistics in my case, but we also have a wealth of other communities ranging from sporting clubs to musical societies. The community spirit is alive here on campus. As well, our Macquarie community grew every time we embarked on a new subject or further studies. Our community included on-campus students, external students who may be living anywhere around the globe, and international students. So our community easily spans borders. And now, as graduates, we enter into another community, the alumni community at Macquarie. I look forward to meeting my fellow graduates as we enter this new community. When studying or researching at Macquarie, you become a member of a unique community of practice. So you may ask, what is a community of practice? Okay, we can't avoid referring to a theory. We are in academia. A community of practice is defined as a group or network of peers that evolves naturally because of the members' shared interest in a particular domain or field. This concept has been attributed to Lev and Wenger and their work on situated learning, which links to learning and working in linguistics, cognitive science, education, and medicine. Communities and their practices play a pivotal role in shaping our lives, past, present, future. Looking back over the past few years, the academic community at Macquarie has played a major role in framing our lives and building our skills. So I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of all of us graduating today to thank the inspirational people in the Macquarie community, our teachers and mentors. Thank you for your wisdom and excellent guidance during our years of study. Looking forward, we are taking our new skills and passions to new communities as we embark on our professional careers or take on a research path. I urge all of you to apply your skills to benefit your new communities and their practices, but continue to challenge ideas and in turn aim to improve systems. Our curious minds brought us to Macquarie, so let's keep our minds active and keep looking for solutions that can benefit our communities. Last but not least, on behalf of all the graduates, I also wish to thank the friends and family who stood alongside us on our academic journey. You played a big part in our achievement. I know I often had my head buried in a book, or actually, eyes wandering over words on a computer screen, and many times forgot to say thank you for being there and supporting me. Dear friends and family, please accept our heartfelt gratitude for your tireless support. Thank you also for coming to our graduation and sharing in our celebrations.
Congratulations, Dana, and thank you for sharing your Macquarie story with us and for reminding us of the intrinsic value of this important university, not only for our students here today, but beyond. So please join me again in congratulating and thanking Dr. Dana Stokely. It is now my great pleasure to introduce to stage the wonderful Angela Brewer.
Quando sono sole orizzonte manca le parole, sì lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole, se non ci sei tu con me su le finestre mostra tutto il mio cuore che io acceso chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. Quasi che io la mai non esiste più. Adesso si rivivo con te,
I think you'll agree that Angela Brewer adds such a wonderful element to our celebrations today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again in thanking the wonderful our alumni community, many of whom spend these graduation weeks, and I do say it's weeks, coming here to help you celebrate this occasion. They give of their time freely to help marshal our students and their families to the right place at the right time. So please join me in thanking the members of our alumni community. Graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage of your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. From now on, and for the rest of your lives, you are part of that bigger Macquarie family, our alumni, and part of a network of more than 150,000 Macquarie graduates spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope that you'll come back here to attend functions, to undertake more study, as I know many of you are, to visit the Aquatic Centre, or simply to visit this beautiful campus. Graduates, the award of a university degree creates many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves, and to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. I challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. Believe it or not, each and every one of you can change the world, and you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it. Because in almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, in your communities, all of those things matter and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed through the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life, a great career, or a great achievement. And in all you do, I ask you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope that you will also always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you to celebrate today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. First, I'd like all our newest graduates to please stand. Now, I'd like you to place your degrees and your diplomas on the seats behind you. I'd like you to turn around and face your family and friends and give them a mighty round of applause. Now you can turn around, but don't sit down yet. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff, many of whom have supported you throughout your journey. So please join me in thanking them. Now you can be seated, but temporarily. Shortly, I'm going to lead the official party out, and it will be my great honour to invite you, our newest graduates, our family and friends, to join us for refreshments beside the lake. But before I do so, I'd like to wish you the very best for your futures and conclude with the words of an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now leave the graduation hall through the centre aisle and will be followed by the graduates. Can I ask you now to stand and remain standing till the last of the graduates have processed out, and to follow the procession to the lake?